YouTube Live today is just to remind you and to make you understand that when you are in this particular situation, you cannot continue like this. You have to come back and ask yourself, what's going on here? What is happening? Because the more it continues, it becomes more difficult to deal with. Number five is resentment and bitterness. Okay. This subtle dislike towards your spouse, this bitterness holding you bound in the heart. Okay. You have this lingering anger, you have these unresolved issues that create this atmosphere of constant tension, inability to fully trust your spouse again. And you know that this mentally is draining. And most times you only focus on the things they've done wrong. So your mental state becomes a catalog of all the mistakes your partner is doing, all the mistakes your wife or your husband is doing. And constantly you are replaying it in your head, you are replaying the past hurts, and these things can even come out when you guys are arguing, when you are having misunderstanding, you're not addressing the specific issue at hand. All you're looking at is the things they've done in the past and how much it's hurt you, this and that, and you constantly remain there. So as that anger lingers, as that anger stays there unresolved, unattended to, resentment and bitterness will continue to grow. And the marriage is an indication that something isn't working, that something needs to be done about your relationship. When you have number six, disrespect and contempt. You know, when you deliberately verbally abuse your spouse about maybe features of their body, you sarcastically make some comments that just shows how disrespectful you are towards them. And maybe because something they have done that had hurt you or had caused you a little bit of pain or misunderstanding, you start belittling them in front of the children, in front of your in-laws. You speak and share certain things just to hurt them. You know, when you do something deliberately to create contempt because of your mockery, because of your abuse, because of your verbal insensitivity, the whole thing in your environment, your relationship becomes toxic. And you do this sarcasm and mockery over your spouse in front of people. Sometimes you can do that with your eyes. This way you roll your eyes when your spouse talks, and sometimes you use harsh language, or you even use some comments. You're useless. You're this. Like you literally use verbal abuses on them and call them all sorts of names. Is really, really demeaning. It's so painful when you see this thing happening where there's a lot of name calling, there's a lot of disrespect and discontent, mockery and abuse, maybe to her a family or to her mom, brothers, or in-laws, or her job, her business, or her career, or the husband just keep doing this all the time to the wife, or it could be the wife just abusing the husband's state, abusing the husband's her in-laws, creating all sorts of mockery. That is an evidence that you need to do something about your marriage and relationship. Otherwise, things are just gonna get worse.